do a quick test to see if the radically invasive projectile in 45 ACP actually cycles through our 1911 that we use here. So we're at the store the other day, and Mike goes and he pulls out this box of 45, and he's like, "Do you think there's any chance that this is actually going to cycle?" I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "Look at this. Now this is the radically invasive projectile, is what it's called. And if you guys take a closer look at that, you can tell that this is a self-defense round that is absolutely gnarly."
There we go.
So we said, I'm sure it'll work. A couple days went by, we said, we probably ought to find out for sure before we recommend it to our customers. So we're going to do a quick test to see if the radically invasive projectile in 45 ACP actually cycles through our 1911 that we use here. So here it goes. So we've got our ballistic gel set up. And in this case, the first thing we're going to do is just op check our gun real quick to make sure and prove to everybody that it does cycle just fine with standard 45 ACPs. This happens to be with our trusty SIG 1911X. So as you can see, we've got great functionality with the 1911 and the PMC ammo. Real quick, let's go take a look and see how our ballistic gel held up. So several of those rounds were actually just beside it because I didn't want to totally destroy the ballistic gel. And you can see here that there's a huge tunnel through this thing. The entry wound is huge. Yes, here's the 2 shots that went into it. All right, so we've proved that the 1911X works fine with our standard ammo. And this time, we've got it loaded up with our self-defense ammo and 45 ACP rapid invasive projectile. Here it goes. Look at that. So we had that bore through in the last one, and this, you could see where it stopped and expanded. And now, when you look, there's, I don't know how many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And I shot this twice with the actual self-defense round, right? But you can see a huge entry point here. And what's fascinating is it moved this back a little ways. Here is one of the shards right here. Look at that. So it came out the bottom of it pretty slowly because there's no apparent damage to that or anything.
That wound cavity is frightening.
Yeah, and we see what the bottom of it looks like here. Flip them over. Yikes! So that I thought the most meaningful part. So other than just seeing how many different tines there are going through here, is seeing that when you shoot it with the self-defense round, it moved this out, it moved the whole thing.
The energy, that impact.
Yeah, that had to soak up more of the energy. Wow. All right, this is Mike going for the Marlin. Oh my goodness! So I think we can say that the 1911X cycles just fine with you when you have the self-defense ammo with it. The thing that I thought was the most interesting is that when we hit the ballistic gel with the self-defense ammo, the ballistic gel went flying, and then it only started breaking apart when it got pushed up against its backstay. It couldn't move any further, and so then it had to start absorbing more of that energy. And that's when it started breaking apart on us. And then when we hit it with the 4570, that was a full-on explosion. We were 10 yards, and I got hit with a bunch of stuff, came off of it. Anyway, so the jury has decided that the RIP ammo cycles just fine and would probably be a pretty effective at ballistics test.